This week on 19 Investigates, chaos erupts inside a juvenile jail. See the shocking surveillance video of inmates attacking officers, plus why two of those teens could now be headed to adult prison. Could you hold the key to solving a cold case? Two young fathers murdered more than a decade ago. Nobody has ever been arrested for either crime. Hear why investigators need your help to finally catch the killers. Plus, a consumer alert is something suspicious about your first post-holiday credit card bill. We'll tell you the first steps you need to take if you think you've been the victim of identity theft. Good evening, everyone. I'm Brian Duffy. Welcome to 19 Investigates, a show where we dig deeper into the stories that matter to you. This week, our investigative team uncovered some troubling findings, from ongoing health concerns at a local treatment facility to the type of theft that is hitting Ohioans pretty hard. We'll show you what we found, what's being done about it, and we'll give you the tools to help protect yourself. That's all ahead on 19 Investigates. We begin with one of our top stories this week, responding quickly to emergencies with a bird's eye view from the skies. Many law enforcement agencies are now using drones as first responders. Police in Northeast Ohio believe it will make our communities safer while also protecting officers. Investigator Sarah Goldenberg got a rare look behind the scenes. She shows us how it works and how drones can be deployed without an officer on scene.
From the top of the Akron police station, a drone readies for takeoff. Operated by an officer several floors down in this same building. With a simple command, it lifts up into the sky over the city, traveling to wherever police need it to go. This video shows you the view from the drone as it makes its flight.
It's all about safety. We're all about making, the officers more safe, making the community more safe, and that's really the end goal here.
Skydio, headquartered in California, makes these drones. They gave 19 Investigates an inside look at how they work, along with Akron police.
The Skydio drones are constantly building the environment around themselves so that they know where they are flying and you can confidently fly without having to worry about crashing.
Noreen Charlton leads public safety strategy for Skydio. She says drones as first responders is changing policing.
So this is the drone that law enforcement is using for their DFR program.
Officers responding to emergencies don't have to get out a drone on their own and fly it. Instead, they can rely on other officers remotely controlling the drones from a command center like this. The drones lift off from docking stations being installed by police departments in cities across the country.
But we're getting the drone in the air and overhead in less than 2 minutes, which means that the responding officers can watch this live stream from the drone while they are en route to the call.
Charlton says that's providing officers better situational awareness.
They can slow down, they can make better tactical decisions, and this is leading to the ability to de-escalate situations and reducing potential use of force.
And she says faster response times are even capturing crime in progress.
We're getting video evidence of that, which is leading to faster case resolution and holding people accountable for the crimes that they're committing in these communities.
There are also smaller drones for flying inside. I got to test one of them out myself. Then we headed to the roof to see the drone in action. From a demo dock, Skydio brought to Akron police. Just over a minute and liftoff.
A click of a button, the drone is flying there on its own. The officer can take over at any point. There is always an operator or a pilot in a chair somewhere, a dispatch center or a real-time crime center that is controlling the drone.
This is video from Skydio showing the drone's bird's eye view of the city. Agencies can place docks like this where they get the most calls for service. The drones, Charlton says, have red and blue lights, so it's clear this is law enforcement, and have speakers to talk to people.
Hi, Zach.
They can fly in extreme heat and cold.
And these drones can handle windy weather like today, where gusts are up to 30 miles per hour. That's because these drones have been tested against wind walls, and they know that these conditions, they can handle them.
Akron police have 7 drones with 20 pilots right now and 4 more drones on the way. We got a hold of this video from APD, giving us a look at one of the crimes they responded to with a drone. Last October, police say a call came in for a suspect that had allegedly stabbed his wife. He ran from police and pointed a gun at officers, according to police, and they lost sight of him. So they sent the drone up, quickly finding him between two buildings.
Where we would typically not be able to see or be able to observe certain things, the drone gives us the ability to do that.
Lieutenant Michael Murphy with Akron Police says drones have been a game changer. They believe it will reduce violent crime in the city and keep officers safe too.
It makes this job much safer for our officers because it gives us the ability to view things without having to put the officers in danger, in harm's way.
Akron Police hope to roll out at least 3 docks for the next step in their Drones as First Responder program this year. They tell me they already have the FAA waivers in place and they're looking for grants to help fund this. Sarah Goldenberg, 19 News.
6 law enforcement agencies in Ohio use Skydio drones, including Cleveland Police. CPD tells us they have 9 Skydio drones and 7 pilots with their FAA certification, and they are considering getting the docks in the future. Skydio says the only agency in Ohio currently using dock-based drones is the Cincinnati Police Department. So earlier this week, I sat down with Sarah to talk about privacy concerns when it comes to surveilling from the skies, along with how it can benefit police and the public. So how are these drones helping police?
Yeah, they're helping them in a number of ways. Skydio says the goal is, 1, faster response times, but also safety when it comes to citizens and police officers. They want better situational awareness, so police will get an idea of what they're walking into when it comes to having these drones kind of give them an idea from overhead or going into the buildings. And the goal there is to kind of cut down on things like use of force incidents, because there's more time to think critically before you go into this incident as far as how you're going to react.
What a great tool. So some people, though, have some privacy concerns when it comes to police using drones. What exactly are they worried about?
So some people and some experts as well, they worry about privacy. They also worry about surveillance. So I took a look at what the ACLU is saying about police drones. And basically they're saying we recognize there are a lot of good things that can be done with them. However, we want to make sure that there are certain restrictions or regulations in place so they are used for the right things. So, for example, they recommend limiting them only for incidents that maybe involve a warrant or an emergency. And many police agencies have a transparency dashboard, which allows anyone in the public to go on this site and you can take a look at the drone flights, not just where they're going, but also why they were launched in the first place. And that's a great tool for the public to use when it comes to understanding how police are using these drones.
Here's a closer look at the Cleveland Police Department's drones transparency dashboard. The city says it uploads data to the dashboard within 48 hours of each flight. What you're looking at here is a map of the flight path from a drone call-up for a shooting that took place near Public Square on January 8th. The dashboard shows drones have also recently been used to monitor safety during events like Browns games and the menorah lighting. We have a link to CPD's transparency dashboard on the 19 News mobile app. Akron Police do not currently have a drone dashboard, but they tell us they have a plan for one soon. Chaos caught on camera at a juvenile jail. Now, 2 of the teen inmates involved could be facing time in an adult prison. Here's investigator Mike Mason with exclusive video of the riot.
I am going to order that he be placed in the county jail pending further hearing.
Judge Linda Tucci Teodosio sending another teen to the Summit County Jail for his alleged role in a Christmas Day riot at the county's juvenile detention center. 19 Investigates obtained this exclusive surveillance video showing chairs flying through the air as 4 teens vandalized their housing unit before turning their rage on 2 of the corrections officers.
I do believe that his behavior poses a threat to the safety and security of the facility.
On Monday, the 16-year-old went before a judge facing 2 counts of assault. We're not naming the teen because he's a minor. In court, his mother blamed the staff, claiming her son only acted that way because he wasn't given his medications.
Nothing is being addressed. We're all making out to like he's an animal.
She claimed officers were the ones who were causing problems.
staff are intentionally doing things that's led up to the riot. Nobody's going to speak about how the door was left open so that the children could fight, which got out of hand, and then staff ended up getting hurt.
But the judge didn't buy it.
I am going to order that he be placed in the county jail pending further hearing.
Last week, the judge also sent 18-year-old Jameer Jones to the adult jail, and he's also facing charges of assaulting the officers. Police say Jones led the riot, which began around 1 p.m. That's when inmates can be seen taking off their clothes before ransacking their housing unit, tossing tables, chucking chairs while officers watch from behind the glass. When guards try breaking things up, they say Jones punched one of them in the face and threw another to the ground. Video shows the other teens jumping in to help. When officers back off, the brazen boys continue flinging furniture. A few moments later, one does a double take when he notices they're now outnumbered. 11 officers in full gear come rushing in, making it very clear the party is over.
According to police, there were a total of 7 inmates involved in this riot. The judge sent these 2 teens to the county jail because of their violent behaviors. A court spokesman tells me the prosecutor plans to file a motion to try the 16-year-old as an adult. We'll, of course, keep you posted. Mike Mason, 19 News.
A consumer alert now. There was a lot of money spent over the holidays, and the credit cards that were used potentially exposed consumers to identity theft. If you're finding that your ID was stolen and you don't know where to start, Jen Pachano has the best next steps you should take to control the damage.
Ohio ranks 10th highest in the nation when it comes to credit card fraud and identity theft during the Christmas season, with nearly 13 incidents per 100,000 residents. That's 28% higher than the national average, according to new data from H&P Law, which analyzed December reports over the last 4 years using data from the FBI and state reporting portals. And according to the credit reporting company Experian, 1 in 4 millennial adults reports that they have been the victim of identity theft in the last year. Local consumer fraud attorney Danny Karen says a good look at your latest credit card bill will give you the first clue that something isn't right.
It's so easy to ignore. It's so easy to put on auto pay. It's so easy to miss things, but you got to go through it. And if it's 2-3 pages, take the time and pay attention, because it's the little ticky-tacky things that you think are no big deal that could be a big deal because they add up.
Don't ignore unfamiliar charges. But before you go through the difficult and painful process of canceling your credit card, Google the vendor or merchant's name to see if it rings a bell, and ask others in your household if they charge something you weren't aware of.
If nobody recognizes it, and if I can't put 2 and 2 together, you can call Visa and you can contest it. And maybe they can do an investigation short of your canceling the card.
If fraud is suspected, no matter what the amount, Karen says bite the bullet and shut down the card, because if you don't, it may end up costing you a lot more.
And what if your credit tanks and you want to you're in the market for a home loan because you're buying a new house, you can't get a loan because your credit's terrible, can't buy a car, can't rent an apartment.
After you alert your credit card company, Karen says call your bank. All 3 credit reporting agencies, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, and make sure to freeze your credit.
How does that protect someone?
It means that somebody can't get into your credit and make off with it as if it's theirs. Open a fake account, make illegal purchases in your name.
You should also report the fraud to the FTC via identitytheft.gov and the Attorney General's office. Now, Karen admits there's no way to know if this will shorten the recovery process or ensure you get any lost funds back, but he says doing everything you can could only help. Jen Pachano, 19 News.
19 News, along with the Ohio Attorney General's office and the FTC and several other agencies, are partners with the Cuyahoga County Scam Squad. Every month, we're giving you a first alert to the trending scams in our area, along with new tools to help protect yourself from becoming the next victim. Scan the QR code on your screen to learn more about these scams and to download a copy of the Scam Squad Guide. 2 young fathers killed on the same day, 2 years apart. Their murders still unsolved. Coming up next, what investigators are doing to crack these cold cases and how you can help. A moldy mess at a taxpayer-funded treatment facility. Nurses who worked there claimed it made them sick. Still ahead, we'll show you the shocking photos and we'll tell you why the city could be taking legal action. 10 years, no arrests. Last Sunday marked a decade since someone fatally shot Ryan Dixon, a Cleveland father of 2 young children. Ryan's murder remains unsolved, but his mother hasn't given up on getting answers. Investigator Sarah Goldenberg continues to follow this case that's now been in the hands of the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation for several years.
For Danita White, 10 years feels like a lifetime without answers. Who killed her 22-year-old son and why?
It feels like forever. You know, the last time I saw Ryan was the night before on January 10th. He hugged me and said, "I love you, Mom," when he left. And yeah, it feels like 10 years since I've hugged him or been hugged by him.
January 11, 2016, someone shot and killed Ryan Dixon inside his car at East 61st Street and Griswold Ave in Cleveland. Danita told us 3 other people were with him in the car when several guys walked up and started shooting at him.
If you know something, I would encourage you to come forward, because then, you know, when you don't, you're actually complicit.
Ryan lived in Middleburg Heights. His daughter was just 6 weeks old, and he had a 2-year-old son. Danita taught English at Cuyahoga Community College's Metro campus, not far from where Ryan was murdered. He had just finished his first semester there.
But he always, and I mean always, stuck up for the underdog. Always. Somebody was being bullied, you know, oh, forget about that. He was not having it. Not for 2 seconds. He was not having it.
Ryan's case is now in the hands of Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation after Cleveland police requested their assistance with the case back in 2021. We spoke with a special agent on the case during the fall of 2024. She told us witnesses to Ryan's murder cooperated with police at the time, and they believe multiple people participated in his death.
I have the utmost faith in them. They solve cases. That is what they do. They don't take cases that they think aren't solvable.
For Danita, the milestones don't get any easier, but she says Ryan left a legacy and a lesson for all of us behind.
It is so important to be a decent human being and to care about other people. And that's who he was. And I miss him. I miss him so much.
Danita won't give up on getting answers for her son. BCI tells me their cold case unit continues to investigate Ryan's case. Sarah Goldenberg, 19 News.
This past weekend marked 12 years since Stephen Halton Jr. lost his life while he was on the way to save another person's life. Stephen was shot and killed as he waited at a bus stop in Cleveland on January 11th. This was 2014. This happened early in the morning near Lakeshore Boulevard and Grovewood Avenue. The 30-year-old was on his way to assist an organ transplant team for his job at the Cleveland Clinic. Stephen had 2 young children, and his family told us he loved music and going to church. Cleveland police referred Stephen's case to BCI back in 2021. If you have any information on the murders of Stephen Halton or Ryan Dixon, you can call 855-BCI-OHIO or Cuyahoga County Crime Stoppers with anonymous tips at 216-252-7463. You can also submit tips online at 25crime.com. There is a reward of up to $5,000 for information that leads to the arrest and indictment of anyone responsible for these murders. An update now on health concerns at the Cuyahoga County Diversion Center, a treatment facility that's funded by millions of your tax dollars. Investigator Mike Mason found the facility failed its latest mold inspection, and now the city of Cleveland will have to decide whether to take legal action against the company that runs it.
Last fall, 5 nurses turned to 19 Investigates, claiming their workplace was making them sick.
There's something going on in that building.
Amber Hill spent 4 years as a registered nurse at the Cuyahoga County Diversion Center.
The building began to make me sick every time I was there. I even wore a mask.
The facility provides substance abuse and mental health services for hundreds of people each year. It's owned and operated by Oriana House, a nonprofit based in Akron. Hill suspected her symptoms were caused by mold. She says administrators failed to address it, so last July she filed a complaint with the City of Cleveland's Department of Public Health. 3 weeks later, a city inspector showed up and discovered mold throughout the facility. The inspector ordered Oriana to clean things up by the end of the year. When we reached out to Oriana in November, they told us they addressed the areas affected by mold and moisture. On Christmas Eve, the health inspector went back out to make sure, and this time she took photos. She noted there was water damage still present through areas mentioned on prior inspections. She snapped photos of the area above this door and bubbling paint along the ceiling. Now take a look at these images from July, 5 months earlier. It doesn't look like anything's been done since then to address it. Last fall, nurses also sent us this video of the storage room and what appears to be mold and moisture up there behind the ceiling tiles. During her re-inspection a few weeks ago, the inspector noted the storage room had water-damaged tiles that were put back up after repairs were made. In all, she took 37 photos documenting everything from mold on pipes and AC vents to signs of moisture throughout the building and several areas where there were visible cracks in the ceiling. At the end of her report, she wrote, "Overall, it does not appear the order to abate mold and/or water damage was met." Even though most of the nurses we spoke with have since left the diversion center, there's still concern for the ones who stayed behind, wondering if this healthcare facility will ever become a healthier place to work.
Well, hopefully, someone can get in there and really do a thorough investigation or inspection, maybe swab the mold. It's dangerous and something needs to be done.
Oriana was set to appeal the city's order to abate the mold earlier this month, but as you can see here, they withdrew that motion. Now the city is trying to figure out what to do next. As soon as they let us know, we'll of course let you know. Mike Mason, 19 News.
According to data from the city of Cleveland, mold was one of the top 3 environmental health complaints made to the city last year, along with rodents and garbage accumulation. A total of 448 complaints about mold were made citywide in 2025. But data shows no code violations were observed in almost 200 of those complaints. 59 of those complaints resulted in violation notices being issued. About a quarter of those complaints are still active and under investigation. This investigation started with a viewer tip. If you're dealing with something similar or you've seen something else that you think needs investigating, we want to know. You can send your tips or your story ideas to 19tips@woio.com. AI tools are moving fast, and experts predict another big year ahead. So, what changes could people actually notice in 2026? Consumer investigator Carice Jackman talks with an AI safety expert about where the technology may be headed and what to watch for.
The evolution of AI is something Lucas Henson, co-founder of CivAI, is watching closely. His nonprofit educates the public on what AI can do and what risks people should be aware of. One change he says he's noticing, improvements in how reliable these tools can be and how long they can stay on a task.
So previously, you would ask it to do something and then it would immediately output something. But now you can ask it to do something and then it will work for 20 or 30 minutes to accomplish a task.
Henson says another trend he's watching is companies building more AI directly into the tools people use every day, including AI-powered browsers and software that can help with work tasks.
In some cases, we're seeing some of these technologies go past that, where not only do you ask it to do something for you in a chatbot, you can record your screen and give an example of what you're doing, and then it can take actions based off that example. And in some cases, you can even narrate what you're doing.
But a growing concern for many people is whether AI could replace jobs.
But in the general unemployment numbers, there's not really any indication that this is happening. And I don't expect that.
But Henson says one place he is watching more closely, entry-level work.
And the way increased productivity often manifests is they just hire less. And we're seeing for 20 to 25-year-olds, it's a lot harder to get a job.
For consumers, Henson says the bottom line is to pay attention because AI is showing up in more of the products and services people use. And he says educating yourself on how it may affect your work and your daily life is important.
Henson says he's encouraged that child safety is a bipartisan concern when it comes to AI and chatbots. But he adds it's not just children, and says he hopes issues like AI psychosis and the impact of chatbots on adults get major attention in 2026 as well. The stories we showed you today are streaming now on 19 News Plus. You can download the app for free on your Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV device. Next week on 19 Investigates, we'll be talking about so-called hidden cold case homicides and why they aren't being investigated, plus the dangers of AI chatbots. I'm Brian Duffy. Thanks for watching.